So the story begins with a shocker on social media. Says Asogli State returns Ken Agyapong's whatever present gift. I've received an invitation to the Yam Festival before, of course, certainly not in the recent past, but I received an invitation to the Yam Festival before. So you don't attend the Yam Festival until you have received an invitation, isn't it? So the news came around that Ken Agyapong had actually been invited. And supporters of Ken Agyapong were beside themselves with a lot of rage and said that, you've invited us to a festival. We come and we know that we are going to a chief's palace. The culture of us Ghanaians is that you're going to a chief's palace, you send presents and gifts. It has nothing to do with what we think about the personality of the chief. It has a lot to do with the respect of the state that the chief represents. That's what Ken Agyapong supporters were saying, that we didn't just get up and go there. They sent us an invitation. And so we got the invitation and we decided that you are going to a festival. Every important person, member of parliament, DC, all important people, when they are attending events like that, you don't go to Two Force Palace empty-handed. No way. You don't go to an Akwesida empty-handed. No way. You don't go to an Ojira empty-handed. No way. You don't go to a Monochrome empty-handed. No way. So you are going to Asogli, you take things. That's standard practice, isn't it? It's a practice that we have endured for hundreds of years. Okay, so Ken Agyapong, in keeping with the cultural standards, decided to present the gift. He presented a gift. He said, hey, we don't want your gift. You said this about Togbe. You said that. What are you bringing us a gift for? So he's beside himself with surprise. You don't want my gift. Why did you send me an invitation? Okay, so now we have the story. It is now being reported by the Asogli State itself that somebody in the Asogli State erroneously sent the invitation to Ken Agyapong. How is that possible? But he writes in a statement. Let's go to the statement and see what he puts in the statement. So that's Togbe Afede and Ken Agyapong. Now, this is the statement. It's on the Asogli State letterhead. And you know that I'm quite familiar with this letterhead, don't you know that? I'm very familiar with it. Okay, so Asogli State Council, press statement, so just means in the matter of rejection of gifts from Honorable Ken Agyapong. Okay, it is signed by a young man called Stephen Tete. He's the secretary, and he has his mobile phone number on the letterhead. Mobile phone number 0244333660, something like that. And the letter is written on the 12th of September 2022. Let's get the contents as follows. He says, and I quote, I have read many reports and comments on the above subject matter and would like to explain as follows. Honorable Mr. Ken Agyapong requested through his representatives for an invitation to attend some programs of the 2022 Asogli Teza Yam Festival. Okay. The leadership of the Asogli State Council, however, disapproved of it because of several loose comments and utterances he had made, which the council viewed as unbecoming of an honorable member of Ghana's parliament. The following are some of the headlines of stories, uncomplimentary and insulting statements made by Mr. Ken Agyapong, for which he has shown no remorse. Okay, let's move on. First April 24, 2009, Ken Agyapong is reported to have said, Togbe Afede is a shameless opportunist. Second, April 18, 2012, Ken Agyapong is reported to have said, I declare war in this country. But how does I declare war in this country become derogatory of, okay, maybe there's more. All right. November 7, 2018, quite recent, Togbe Afede is corrupt. He supervised fraudulent withdrawals of 31 million cedis from NIB. Okay, let's move on. November 8, 2018, Togbe Afede is ethnocentric and an NDC stooge. His name can never intimidate me. And then the 13th November 2018 again, even the president cannot stop me from chasing Togbe Afede out as NIB board chairman. Okay, so these are the statements that were reported to have made by Kennedy. And suffice it to say for us here that from the statements quoted by the Asogli State letter of April 24th, April 18th, November 7th, November 8th, and November 13th. These are quotations that Asogli State is making of Ken Agyapong. These are the statements of Ken Agyapong. They are by no way our statements, and we do not necessarily believe in it. We do not know whether Togbe Afede is corrupt or NIB. We don't know. These are statements that are attributed to Ken Agyapong and to him alone, nothing to do with us. And it's Asogli's letterhead that is actually repeating some of the things Ken Agyapong has said. That quite surprised me a little bit, because if I'm doing the letterhead, I will not repeat some of these things that he said about my kin on my letterhead. I don't understand. You have, this is Asogli State letterhead. This is, where is it? This is your letterhead. Oh, okay. This is your letterhead, Asogli State Council. And in the letterhead, the Asogli letterhead, the authority of the symbol of Asogli State, you are repeating derogatory remarks made about your kin. I was totally shocked. I think we need a lot more. I don't know what we need in this country, but really, I'm writing Asogli State. This is my letterhead. This is the authority, it symbolizes the authority of Asogli. And you write, he says, Togbe Afede is corrupt. On Asogli letterhead, it should never appear. You should just say that he had made derogatory statements about Togbe Afede, so we will not accept. You don't repeat it on your letterhead. Mr. Stephen, what? You have to get your act together better. What is this? How can you be derogatory to your own chief? You are repeating derogatory, even defamatory remarks about your own chief on his letterhead. Togbe Afede, you should sack him. Dismiss this guy. Togbe Afede, sack this guy. He doesn't understand his work. What do you mean? You are writing on Asogli State letterhead. Then you are writing things that somebody said, particularly derogatory, that even for us, as a TV station reporting it, we have to issue the disclaimer, and I issue it again, that these are the words of Ken Agyapong. They are by no means the words of Good Evening Ghana. You will go and write on us. Togbe, you should sue him for defamation, this guy. This Stephen, whatever his name, he doesn't understand his job. No wonder he issues erroneous, this thing, Asogli State. Anyway, all right, so that's the story, That's the story. So because of that, Togbe Afede's gifts have been rejected by the Asogli State, and he will not get the gifts again.